good afternoon, wherever you are watching. This is your AFRIQ24 YouTube channel. Wherever you are watching this conversation, make sure you join us because we are having some of the top stories here in AFRIQ24, and we are going to discuss them in the next 60 minutes. And of course, our country, Kenya, is always a country that we have to experience new politics every day, anytime. Remember, this is AFRIQ 24. In the next 60 minutes, we are going to discuss more about politics and also to tell you what happened in 60 minutes. That is top headlines in 60 minutes, AFRIQ 24. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you go there in the YouTube channel, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the only way you can support this YouTube channel. Go there, like, comment, and subscribe. We have a lot of stories here. We have a lot of news there in AFRIQ 24. And of course, in AFRIQ 24, we unlock stories and we make you get them at any day, anytime in a convenient way. Because in AFRIQ 24, our duty is to make sure you are informed, entertained, and also know what is happening in our country, Kenya. Another mission is we amplify voice for the voiceless. Remember, this is our today's show, and it's on date 12 September 2024. And without forgetting, today is a very good day, and it's my birthday, by the way. So if you are following the conversation, you can join the comment section there. Give us a corner. And of course, you are one of ours and you have been giving us that support. Breaking News TV, I can see is there live following the conversation. And we are going to discuss more about our today's headlines. Don't forget that we will be giving you more stories about what is happening in our country, Kenya. Remember to always give us this support because it is through the support that we are going to go far with this AFRIQ 24. I have my online friends, and of course, I have many friends who are following this conversation. I can see there we are having some of people following the conversation there. You can go there in our social media platforms. You can go and check our social media platform, the likes of Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and also we are live in our social media platform. This is AFRIQ 24, and we're going to discuss some of the top stories here, and we get to know what is happening. Don't forget that we still follow about sports. Sports is one of our good things that is happening here. And we have Dimba Show that happens here in AFRIQ 24. In Dimba Show, we're discussing a lot of things, and EPL is back. This is one of the favorite leagues that are happening in the world. If we don't have Premier League, then there is no football. You can just detect the mood that was there last weekend. You can just know that there was something that was missing, and EPL is going to be back in the next 24 hours. So, what is your support? Is your team going to win? And of course, we had the Paralympics. More about sports, we discussed in our Dimba show. I can see Breaking News TV is live here. Gives a corner, gives a corner, and of course, you are one of our brand ambassador. And gives a corner. I remember I gave you an assignment to give me those direct conversations so that I can have them for Dimba, and I will give you the support because I know Liverpool is not going to win. So join us in today's conversation. We're going to discuss some of the top stories here in AFRIQ 24. And the main headline that we have is Kithure Kindiki being endorsed by 48 members in the Mount Kenya region so that he can be the next deputy president come 2027. Do you agree with this? Do you think Kithure Kindiki is qualified to be the next deputy president of this country? I have seen many leaders saying that he is ready. And of course, Kithure Kindiki has not spoken. And when they were giving the press today, they said that they want to give Kithure Kindiki that assignment because they believe that Gachagua has been reluctant. They believe that Gachagua has been uh, making plans go down when it comes to direct conversation with the president. And they think if they involve Kithure Kindiki, then they are going to talk directly with Mr. President. And Ruto, Gachagua president, they have been there for long, and now they are saying they are going to make Kenya work. Let's see whether they are going to make Kenya work after they brought together broad-based government, the likes of Joe Wandai and the likes of Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. You know, so those are some of the leaders who were there, and they have been given that mandate. Give Sekona, happy birthday. Have a nice one. Should I give you? Yes, you can send flowers, but flowers you can send them through my DM. Send dollars. Send dollars. Send dollars. Give Saikona, send the dollars, bro. Send the Anyway, this is AFRIQ24, and we're going to discuss the next top story. So, do you think Kithure Kindiki is qualified to be the next king? You know, we have now the first term. The second term begins in the year 2027. These guys, that is Ruto and Gachagua, they agreed that when they come together, then they are going to give support for the next 10 years. So 2032, that is the time when Gachagua will be vying for president. So we have this, we have now this motion whereby they want to spoil Gachagua and they want to bring in Kithure Kindiki. Do you think Kithure Kindiki can be the next king of Mount Kenya? You know, I saw Kimani Chungwa there. I even saw more Kuria there, a lot of leaders, and I was shocked. By the way, I was shocked because I even followed the conversation they were giving the press, and I can tell that thing that is serious. And if it is serious, then let's just see what is going to happen uh, in the next few years. Give Segora, my number is coming in a few. You can check there. Anyway, let's listen to what they had to say about that press. Several leaders have spoken, and of course, we have the stories of Anyang' Nyong'o. Anyang' Nyong'o being given that duty to be the leader of ODM in interim terms. Do you think Raila has those plans to come back to the local politics after this AU chairmanship? That is, if it's going to fail, and Ruto has promised him that is going to win. I don't think whether he's going to fail, but we wish that Baba can win it, because we are not just meant to be always losers. I can also agree with what I can also agree with what one of our ODM members said, Junet Mohammed. Junet said that Junet said that he is not always there to be opposition. Now he's in the government. That is when Ruto was touring in the counties of Migori, counties of Homa Bay. And of course, today we saw William Ruto launching the Kazim Taani. You know, after they got into the government, they changed and there was no Kazim Taani. So we can start with the Kazim Taani for William Samuel Ruto. And without forgetting, Baba Wino has been there, and he's saying that the new university funding model should be scrapped. So saying that those who are supporting the new university model should not be leaders. And also, I saw him in court trying to rescue those who are arrested. And you know, several things have happened, and we are going to discuss them here in AFRIQ24. Let's listen to what President Edson say, because he was launching that Kazim Tan, and of course he was in Korogocho.
Mumejaribu na mumefanya sehemu kiasi. Kwa hivyo tutapanga hii Nairobi River kilomita 45 ya Nairobi River. The whole section along Nairobi River is going to be divided, na tutahakikisha kwamba kuna vijana katika kila stage. Na wale vijana watajumuishwa katika hii mpango, sio vijana kutoka mahali ingine. Condition ya kwanza ni kwamba huyo kijana awe anaishi hapa. Ni jirani mtu ya hapa. Ndio watajumuishwa katika hii mpango. Alafu tutaongeza vijana wengine. Kwa hivyo mimi nimefurahi sana kufika hapa leo kuwaambia vijana wa Nairobi wako na nafasi ya kuchangia katika kuboresha mazingira yetu kwa minajili ya mji wetu wa Nairobi, wakazi wa Nairobi na watoto wetu wa hapa Nairobi waweze kuishi katika mazingira ya sawa sawa. Kwa hivyo Mimi nataka nishukuru vitengo vyote vya serikali. Nataka nishukuru marafiki wetu, watu kutoka United Nations, development partners, members from different embassies and other international organizations that have agreed to partner with us. Mimi nataka niwaulize machief na wale wengine wote wafanye process transparent ya kujua vijana wanatoka wapi, ili watu wasitoe vijana kutoka sehemu zingine. Vijana wawe wanatoka hapa na wanajulikana wanatoka hapa. Kwa hivyo mimi nimefurahi sana, tumekuja hapa katika shughuli ya muhimu. If there is one project that is as important as our lives, it is the management of climate change that poses existential threat to humanity. We must deal with it firmly, resolutely. Let me also say this as we launch this process. Those entities that are polluting our rivers, the industries that are polluting our rivers, the manufacturing entities that are polluting our rivers, the raw sewage that is coming from our public entities, the solid waste that is in this river coming from different places, on the basis of extended producer responsibility, each and every one of them will be held to account. All of us, if you are going to be polluting the river, you must prepare to make sure that you are held to account and you pay for it, so that we can keep the river clean and everybody becomes responsible for their behavior. If you are not in good behavior, know that you are going to pay for bad behavior. And we are going to make sure that this works for Kenya. So asanteni sana jamii ambao walitolewa hapa. Mimi nataka niwahakikishie mpango huu utawapata.
That is William Ruto saying that he is going to make sure that everything that concerns environment, anything that concerns protection of natural resources will be back, and we shall be having clean cities all over the country, Kenya. He was there, and funny thing, I've seen Kenyans saying that William Ruto even had the guts to go there and launch near a river that had a bad smell. This is William Ruto trying to go back into the slums, trying to go back into those streets so that he can show mwananchi that he is the one that they chose. He is the one who is qualified for the job. That is William Samuel Ruto. You know, William Ruto is always a man who can give you the best, and also is the man who can always PR you. So you have seen even during the campaign when he used to go to secondary schools, and also used to go to primary schools. I even saw serving the leaders, and also as I even saw him giving students some of the food. So that is William Ruto. He can do anything anytime at specific time. I even saw some of the journalists saying that Ruto can be there, but still he is not there. So I tend to believe that people were talking and they were saying that Ruto can do anything so that he can win for the hearts of the people. He won the hearts of the people during the election, and now he's trying to win the heart of the people as we approach toward the election. You have seen what happened in Migori, what happened in those areas in Homa Bay, where he was received with a lot of heart, and also when it happened in Kisii. So those are the people who are saying now Ruto is the one. And we will not forget what Oburu Odinga said. This is the brother to William Ruto. He said that Ruto is not going anywhere. And those who are saying Ruto must go in 2027, they should tell us where is Ruto going. Those are some of the speeches that were given by leaders in those tours where Ruto was there with Rigathi Gachagua. You remember even Junet Mohammed saying that he will welcome the president in Migori. And now if he is going that way, then they will come and talk. That is Junet Mohammed. And you know, Junet, Alias and Joe and Oburu Odinga, those are the leaders who have been always acting contrary to William Ruto's government. So we're waiting to see what is going to happen. The storm of 2027 still is catching fire. Fire is still on, because you have seen even Kindiki being endorsed by the 48 members of the Mount Kenya region. Thank you so much, Gibbs Icona. And also, I'm waiting for my cake from Liverpool, Anfield. And of course, I will not talk about Liverpool. Awesome, awesome. Of course, thank you so much. This is AFRIQ24. Welcome to our today's show. And the question that we're asking today is, do you think Kithure Kindiki will be the one to replace Gachagua? And do you agree that Gachagua can step aside for Kithure Kindiki? Because you have even the leaders saying that they want Kindiki to give them direct access to William Samoei Ruto, and also to make sure that the development are carried in the area that they come from. To be specific, Mount Kenya region, saying that Gibbs Ekone is saying that Ruto is a miracle creator. He is a miraculous man. He's saying that Ruto is a miraculous man. Gibbs Ekone, and also saying that right now all the politicians and the public are Kenya Kwanza. With our commander-in-chief Ruto, we have all forgiven and forgotten about Ruto's wrong doings. And of course, most people have forgotten what happened. We had the finance bill whereby the Gen Zs went back to the streets so that they can protest about it. And also, we heard people complaining about the high cost of living. People are complaining about everything, but now everything is like coming back slowly by slowly. Even you saw what happened in Kisumu, whereby leaders and mostly Kenyans in Kisumu welcomed William Ruto with a lot of praise. That is when he had the tour in Kisumu. Kenyans can give you heart attack, and at the same time, Kenyans can give you flowers. That is all what I know about Kenyans. That is William Samoei Ruto. Today, he launched that Mtaani program in Korogocho, whereby saying that rivers will be cleaned, every city and everywhere where we have garbages, every place where we have dirty waters will be cleaned by most of these youth. When they got into the government, they scrapped the Kazi Mtaani, and now they were now launching the Kazi Mtaani back. And of course, don't forget that we have Adani. Adani, this is an organization that want to take over our JKIA. That is why yesterday we aired. That is yesterday. When I'm talking yesterday, this is East African time, because East African time now we are 22:47. That is 10:47 East African time PM. So yesterday we had the strike in the JKIA, whereby the workers were protesting about the Adani, and also they were saying they don't want that company to take over JKIA. This is a government parastatal and is always protected. So they are saying they don't agree with Adani taking over this JKIA. That is why we even saw Harambee Stars team being stranded in Joburg, South Africa, because they were to leave South Africa so that they can land at JKIA. Even the Zamalek of Egypt, they were to land so that they can play with our Kenya police. So a lot of things happened there, and at the end of evening yesterday, the CS for transport, that is David Chichil, was there, and they settled everything. But still, we have not heard more from their end. Remember, this is AFRIQ24. You can join us through the comment section there and tell us where you're following the conversation from. Gibbs Icona, awesome. You are our brand ambassadors here in AFRIQ24. Remember to follow the conversation and give us your ideas through our comment section there, where you're following the conversation from. And do you think Kithure Kindiki will be the one to take over? And do you think he is qualified to be the next leader of Mount Kenya region? Babu Wino, Babu Wino has been speaking and saying always Ruto must go. He spoke. I think we should listen to what Babu Wino had to say about Ruto must go.
ya JKIA ni mambo ambaye ni muhimu sana. JKIA iko na workers over 20,000 pale katika JKIA na familia ambazo wana support. Alafu mtu anatoka kule India anakuja hapa kufanya biashara Kenya. Fanya biashara India kwanza. Hapa Kenya wacha wa Kenya wafanye biashara yao hapa Kenya. Na ukitaka kuinvest Kenya, kuja ununue shamba ujenge airport yako kama Adani. Sio iko sawa? Na uajiri wa Kenya hapo. Si ati kukuja kuchukua airport ya wananchi. Kenyans only need 238 billion for the expansion of an airport. Hiyo 238 billion yezi shinda serikali ya Kenya ku expand its own airport na kuongeza jobs hapa ndani. The moment tumekubalia Adani kuchukua airport yetu, tuta lose kazi. Pesa itatoka Kenya kuenda nje. Na hiyo in economics ya ikubaliki hata kidogo. Inaitwa foreign absorption. Hiyo haiwezi grow nchi yetu. Kwa hivyo Adani tunakuon kabisa. JKIA is my constituency. And we are not going to allow you and President Ruto kuwa na utu kabisa kwa Wakenya. Wakenya wanakulipa tax, hawaoni chochote. Wanafanya mambo mingi, hawaoni chochote. Lakini wewe umeamua lazima uadhibu. Samea Wakenya wajakukosea. Wasamea wajakukosea. Wewe kama rais kazi yako ni kucreate environment nzuri ya biashara. Si kuhakikisha ya kwamba Wakenya wanadhulumiwa. Umeshadhulumu Wakenya kama Mkenya, tena unaleta foreigners tena pia wadhulumu Wakenya. Lakini Adani, be warned, you will not succeed in taking Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. And we are not going to allow that. Hiyo ni sawa. Na hiyo maandamano ya JKIA i-proceed. I-proceed ni constituency yangu, mimi ndo napeana license ya demonstration. The demonstration at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, I'm the one who gives the license and it should proceed. License iko open mpaka 2028. Watu wa demo kama ni kila siku. Asanteni sana.
That is Baba Wino saying that JKIA is in its own constituency and there is nothing that is going to happen there, saying that William Ruto, that is the President of the Republic of Kenya, should be having that humanity, because he's saying that he should even not bother selling the JKIA. He is saying still that he will not allow JKIA to be sold. That is Embakasi East MP, that is Babu Owino. You know, JKIA is in his constituency. Gachagua is not going anywhere. That is Gibbs Icona saying Gachagua is not going anywhere. This is a game which has been revolving between presidents and running mates, apart from Jomo Kenyatta and Odinga. Oginga Odinga, you know, that is the father of Raila Amolo Odinga. Jomo Kenyatta, that is the father of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Those Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, that is Jomo Kenyatta, was the first president of the Republic of Kenya. This is after we took over the independence in the year 1963 from colonial power. So he's saying Gachagua is there to stay. The deal has already gone through. That is the deal of Adani. This deal has already gone through. That is Gibbs Icona. So we are waiting to see if they are going to sell the JKIA. And do you think the JKIA will be still ours, or after this organization takes over, things are going to boil?
After Wednesday's ODM National Executive Council meeting that brought together the two presidential aspirants in the party, which was convened to resolve outstanding issues including the method to be used in nominating the party's presidential candidate, the party's top organ is yet again set to meet next week. According to Party Secretary General Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, the party's legal committee has been working on the possible modalities to be used before presenting them to the National Delegates Congress for ratification.
First of all, we want to finish discussing the report of the legal committee on nomination and election rules. We want to discuss how that affects our constitution, deal with that thoroughly, and in that context, the date of the governing council and the date of the NDC will be discussed and established.
While dismissing reports that Deputy Prime Minister Musalia Mudavadi may have been duped after Wednesday's meeting when the party's National Delegates Congress was pushed to September, which would leave little time for Mudavadi to jump ship in case there was a disagreement on the mode of nominating the presidential candidate, Nyong'o said that the date of the NDC was yet to be fixed.
We are not a party that goes by rumors. We are a party that goes by proper procedure in our governing bodies. And those governing bodies have brought this party so far and will continue to take the party forward to the next NDC, which we shall announce very soon when we have made that discussion, that decision. And I assure you, the ODM, if it proceeds like this, will form the next government.
Mudavadi has been insisting that the party's presidential candidate be decided on at the county level, while Odinga's allies are said to favor the National Delegates Conference as the appropriate venue for the exercise. But according to Nyong'o, any party member reserved the right to push for an amendment of the party's constitution, which will finally be subjected to the National Delegates Congress for ratification. He says differences of opinion between Odinga and Mudavadi could only serve to strengthen the party's internal democracy.
The legal committee should now, under the National Executive Committee, look at our nomination rules and discuss them in the National Executive Committee for onward transmission to the Governing Council for reporting the National Delegates Congress. That process is, according to our Constitution, is democratic and is known to our members.
Nyong'o also clarified that the party will be filing its returns with the Register of Political Parties next week on Thursday. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Raila Odinga has insisted that ODM was still the party to beat and that he stood ready to support his deputy should he emerge winner during the party's presidential nomination exercise. Odinga, who was accompanied by his wife Ida, was speaking in Kisumu County after opening an SOS center. Chris Dairu, Citizen Weekend.
Yes, that is Onyang' Nyong'. That is Anyang' Nyong'. That is a section of ODM. And now Raila said that he is one who is going to be the leader of the party in terms of governing the party. So you have even heard what Anyang' Nyong' has been saying, how the relationship between Raila, Anyang' Nyong', Davadi has been there. So do you think he is qualified? I was saying that least the airport. We can't stagnate for so long while other airports around the world are super. We can't refuse to borrow loans or pay extra taxes and expect to develop. Why are you saying we lease the airport, Awesome? Does it mean that we cannot develop the airports on our own? JKI has been there. When I was born, I found the JKI is still there. So do you think that even the transport CS cannot make JKI to be a super like the other international airports like in South Africa? Of course, I know one international airport in South Africa. I think it's Tembo International Airport. And also we have Nigerian international airports. Does it mean that we don't have that energy to make our JKI to be international airport? Awesome. Why do you think that we should lease the airport to they are done? Gibson is saying that I should see what Senator Onyonga said. Of course, I've been following what Senator Onyonga has been saying in the Citizen TV and also Today, I followed him having a conversation in one of the radio stations, that is Radio Jumbo. And for real, he has really spilled all the secrets about corruption and also power in terms of JKI Adani. Senator Onyonka has been always saying anything, and it's like he predicted that the Gen Z are going to come back in the streets. There is a time that Senator Onyonka said that this Gen Z, one day they will get tired and they go back to on streets. I remember that clip that was going viral saying that Gen Z, one day they are going back on the streets. And this is after the Gen Z were tired by William Ruto government. But now you see, we have broad-based government. Is the broad-based government going to work for the people of Kenya? That is the question that we are asking. That is the question that we are asking. And still, Kindiki being endorsed by Mount Kenya region. Do you agree with this? And is Gachagua ready to step down for Kithure Kindiki? Because the leaders of Mount Kenya are saying that they want someone who will give them direct access to the president, someone who will support them and make sure that development activities are taking place rapidly in Mount Kenya region.
The ODM party says the country has suffered enough of attacks perpetrated against innocent Kenyans. Security officers not spared, and it was time for a decisive action.
Mandela attacks, like that of Westgate and many others, have been perpetrated by external forces. Yet, General Joseph Karangi has seen no need to explain to Kenyans why he cannot step down.
In a statement read by outgoing party Secretary General Anyang' Nyong'o, the party wants the president to compel officers in charge of security to unfalteringly act on increased terror and other related crimes in the country that has seen over 200 lives lost this year.
Determined, therefore, that we shall not merely sit by and watch as this situation worsens, we join civil society and and call on the government, and in particular the president, to exercise his constitutionally mandated responsibility and leadership of this country. Only this can return a measure of faith in the government's determination to protect its people regardless of race, creed, ethnicity, or color.
The party issued the task statement even as it grappled with the fallout occasioned by the nomination of those deemed to be Jubilee Moors to key positions in the party. At a meeting to formally introduce the Ababu Namwamba team to other members, critics of the nomination led by Paul Otuma were however conspicuously absent.
The meeting, which was chaired by the party leader, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, saw party members resolve to work together as a family and shelve their earlier differences with a view of building a united front ahead of the next general elections.
ODM is set to hold its second National Delegates Conference this Friday after the men in black allegedly disrupted the initial NDC earlier this year. George Kiduka for Channel 1 News.
Yeah, that is a long time ago when Babu Namwamba, Mudavadi, Hassan Joe still were in that party. But now they got the split and now they are in the UDA government. Saying that ODM was stand by. I think we need to go back to those old days when ODM used to be ODM during the 2008, 2007, 2010, 2013 when ODM used to be ODM. But now they have splitted and some of the leaders left the ODM and now they are in the UDA, you know. They were loyal followers, the likes of Mudavadi and also other leaders who joined William Ruto after William Ruto came, introduced this UDA, and now after introducing UDA, most of leaders came and joined because some of the leaders they don't want to be in the opposition. Only few leaders want to be in the opposition, so they join the government so that they can be getting the conversation directly without being the opposition, and they join the government. So you see how the relationship is building from all the time to nowadays, whereby he has been there, Nyang' Nyong'o has been there, Mudavadi has been there. I have seen even Babu Namwamba. Babu Namwamba is the former CS for sports. Now, after William Ruto dismissed the entire cabinet, Namwamba still is there, but we are waiting to see what is going to happen after forming the government with the broad-based government. Is this broad-based government going to work for the people of Kenya, or still we are going to cry? That is what Kenyans are asking. Gipsai Corner, and I know you're following the conversation, saying that awesome, you can only be happy to pay 100% tax when you see where it's going. For example, broadband, roads, good hospitals, etc. Gipsy Corner answering awesome, saying you can only pay tax if you know where it's going. You can only pay tax if you can see where this tax is going. For example, roads, good hospitals, everything that concerns some human being, the common mwananchi. Hospitals, of course, when you are sick, you go to hospitals. Schools, then schools, you'll take your children to schools. Roads, when you have good roads, then you will have easy access to the market or to any place. So he's saying that you can only do that if you have trust with where your money is going. I also saying that Kenya is full of corruption. And of course, we know Kenya is corrupted. We can't do anything meaningful ourselves unless we ask foreigners to help. Let's give a chance. Of course, I also saying that we give Adani a chance so that they can take over renovating the JKIA. To these idiots, though I don't trust them. There is some things that have been saying about this Adani, and some people are saying that this is one of the biggest scammers in the whole world. Is this company now ready to take millions of money from Kenyans, or we shall be awake and see how we can control all this? Join us. Remember, this is AFRIQ24 top minutes here, and we're discussing some of the top stories here. You remember that William Ruto is now the president and is going back to the streets to make sure that he launch those projects. Is he going to be successful, William Samoei Ruto, or this is just for PR? Join us there, comment section there, right, and we shall be reading it live in AFRIQ24.
Trust we can begin now. Is there any reason why we cannot begin?
Yes, I'm getting my glass.
Thank you. I think we need to begin so that I can see members complaining about the strength of the sun. So, as usual, I begin by thanking you, members of the press, for always honoring our invitations to cover our deliberations and meetings. So this is a statement of the ODM Central Committee meeting of 11 September 2024. We have had a meeting of the party Central Committee this afternoon, chaired by party leader His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, to deliberate on internal party affairs and also matters affecting the people and the nation of Kenya at large. These regular meetings allow us to review the current state of affairs as a party founded on values of democracy, multi-party democracy, and participation of the people. As a mass movement, we continue to conduct our affairs with openness and will always brief the public on the deliberations and resolutions of these meetings. There really, therefore, is no need for the sort of speculation, innuendo, and propaganda that surrounds our meetings. Having said that, these are the resolutions of this committee meeting following the meeting we've had. Number one, that in light of the grueling campaign by our party leader and the need for him to focus on this for the AU chairmanship, he has designated His Excellency Honorable Peter Anyang' Nyong'o, the Governor of Kisumu, to chair any and such meetings of this committee the Central Committee that may become necessary during periods of his absence. For those of you not familiar with the constitution of ODM, the Central Committee is the only organ of the party that is chaired by the party leader, and that therefore, for him to concentrate on his campaigns as the chairperson for the chairpersonship of the AUC, he has designated the governor of Kisumu, His Excellency Peter Anyang' Nyong'o, to chair the meetings of this committee whenever he will not be able to attend. Number two, that the state of affairs in Kakamega County Assembly has now become unacceptable. The party has, via official communication, designated Honorable Geoffrey Ondiro as the majority leader. This directive has, however, been repeatedly frustrated by individuals led by the county governor, the speaker, and the former leader of majority, Honorable Maina. The committee has therefore resolved to summon the three to appear before it at a date to be communicated. In the meantime, however, the party insists that forthwith the speaker must implement the directives, and further that all purported changes to committee membership and leadership be and are hereby revoked. Number three, that the party has also received complaints of wrangling within its ranks in Kilifi County, and the committee has resolved that the two deputy party leaders, His Excellency Honorable Simba Arati, the governor of Kisii, and Honorable Ososi, the senator for Vihiga, as deputy party leaders, to hold an urgent meeting with all stakeholders in Kilifi to resolve this matter. They shall be joined by the National Organizing Secretary, who is here, the Honorable Abdisalam. Number four, that all party members must continue to remain disciplined and avoid actions and words that undermine the party and its organs. Members are reminded that all sanctioned party meetings must and shall be organized and communicated through the National Secretariat. Invitations to any meetings of any organs of the party not originating from the National Secretariat should henceforth be ignored. Lastly, that the National Elections Coordinating Committee be and is hereby directed to prepare to hold the postponed grassroots elections in the month of November this year. This committee has further proposed that the Honorable Hamida Kibwana, nominated senator, replaces the Honorable Beatrice Askul in that committee, the National Elections Coordinating Committee, following the appointment of Honorable Askul as a cabinet secretary. That is the end of the statement. Yes, I'm being reminded here, the resolution of the matter of the leadership of the party in Migori, the committee is proposing that Honorable Walter Owino will be acting as the chairperson for Migori, following the demise of the former chairman, the Honorable Makabongo. Sorry, I had omitted that in the written statement, Honorable Junet, but thank you for reminding me. So we will take any questions that are related to what we have just read now. Kindly. Yes.
Question, by designating Peter Anyang' as the person to chair the meetings in absence of Raila, is this in any way an indication that he's going to take up the role of an interim party leader?
That is not what we have said. We have said that ODM has many organs. All the other organs, by the way, the meetings are chaired by the national chairperson, from the National Delegates Convention to the National Governing Council. If you look at the constitution of ODM, the only organ that is chaired not by the national chairperson but by the party leader is the Central Committee. Now, knowing how grueling the campaign is going to be, in fact, the Honorable Raila Odinga has had to step out. He's going to catch a flight today, and we wish them all the best wishes. We want to allow him time to be able to do those campaigns. So we don't want there to be a point where a meeting becomes necessary and then we don't have a chair, because our constitution does not allow any other person other than a person designated by the party leader to chair the Central Committee meetings. That is why he has designated the Honorable Peter Anyang' Nyong'o to do that job if a meeting is necessary when he's not there. But when he's around, he will continue to chair those meetings. Yes, Leto.
Does it mean that the party leader only performs that function?
or what happens to other functions that are performed by the party leader?
He continues to perform, but we need to also take cognizance of the fact that there might be required a need for this committee to meet, and we will need a chairperson for that meeting. And since the constitution does not allow the SG or the chairman or any other person other than a person being the party leader or his appointee to chair that meeting, that is why that step has been taken. I know you are not happy because you are peddling your own stories in media this morning.
No, they thought it is me.
Yeah, or they were disappointed that it is not Junet. Can we take another question, the last question? Let's allow other people to also ask questions, Leto. Yes, I can't hear you. Yes.
For how long is Governor Nyong'o going to serve?
For the duration of the campaigns of the AUC, so between now and February.
In February, yeah. 20th.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.
So you will tell me.
Okay, those are top Azimio members there discussing and giving a praise about Anyang' Nyong'o. Now he is officially the one who will be chairing those meetings if Raila Amolo Odinga is not there. You have even the Sifuna saying that Anyang' Nyong'o will take over if only Raila is not there. But still, if Raila is there, then he will chair. You know, Edwin Sifuna is, and you know, the likes of Edwin Sifuna, the likes of Junet Mohammed, those are some of the leaders who have been loyal to Raila Amolo Odinga. But I was shocked to hear Junet Mohammed saying that he will support William Ruto come if he will agree to work with Raila Amolo Odinga. Only Edwin Sifuna has been loyal to Raila Amolo Odinga. And I think Sifuna has been silent. He has not spoken. I can see also the comment section there. People are so active. Gifts Icona. Awesome. How can you say that Kenya is full of corruption when your man Ruto is on the helm? Mind blogging. You are mind blogging sometimes. Gifts Icona saying that awesome. Kenya is full, and of course that was the response from Gifts Icona saying that. Why is he saying that Kenya is full of corruption when the man, I don't know who is the man, but I think he is saying that when the man, your man Ruto is there making sure that everything is not in the right order. That is Gibbs a corner. And in the comment section there, they are making sure that AFRIQ24 is active. Remember to always follow the conversation here every day at 10 p.m. East African time. We're discussing some of the top stories here, and the top stories that we have is Kithure Kindiki being endorsed by Mount Kenya region, Anyang' Nyong'o being given that duty by Raila Amolo Odinga, and also the Andani, whereby they want to take over this JKIA so that they can renovate it. People and most leaders are always complaining. You also seen Samuel Makore. Samuel Makore, he was in Nyeri, and this is where some of the kids lost their life due to fire tragedy, and he was addressed by some of the leaders there, and he was accompanied by some of Gen Z there. They went there to make sure that the parents who lost their kids, that justice is served. That is Kasmuel. Kasmuel, he was there and he went with other Gen Z. And when he was asked about why he decided to go in that school in Nyeri, he said that he wanted to make sure that the parents who lost their kids there, that justice is served. And even Kithure Kindiki has given a speech and praise about the welfare of the parents who lost their kids and some of the kids who were missing. That is a top story that we have in our country, Kenya, that the schools should be given enough security. Because the question that most people are asking is, where was the watchman and where was the caretaker of the children when this fire tragedy started. Because if someone was there and awake, then it could have saved the lives of the young kings and the queens. What we say here in AFRIQ24, may the young souls rest in peace. Remember to join the conversation there in the comment section there. Tell us where you're following the conversation from. And of course, what is your take about Kithure Kindiki being endorsed by Mount Kenya regions leaders? I saw Kimani Chungwa there, the Molo MP there, Kuria was there, saying that now they want to access the Mount Kenya in directly. And also in Machakos, you have seen there were rumors that the governor of Machakos County, that is Wavinya Ndeti, he was held in some of the European countries because of not paying money, and yet that today you saw even the deputy governor of Machakos County, that is Francis Mwangangi, saying that these are just rumors, and whoever is planning to make that the government of Machakos is not competent, then he should just be ashamed, because they will make sure that Machakos will work. You remember Machakos was led by Governor Mutua, that is Alfred Mutua, for the 10 years. But now it is Wavinya Ndeti who is there together with Francis Mwangangi. And they are saying, whoever is saying those, that he should look for another alternative. Whoever is saying that he should look for another alternative for making sure that he will win the politics in Machakos, but not saying that Wavinya Ndeti, that is the governor of Machakos, has been held in those countries. Gibsakona, justice must be served. It is very suspicious. Why were some kids spotted in Uganda? This is something that is very serious, and if justice is served, then we want to see the results at the end of the day. This is all what we want to see. We want to see the results at the end of the day, because justice must be served. That is all what we want from the people who were involved, because it is very sad, and that was something that really shocked a lot of Kenyans. Gibson saying that why were some kids spotted in Uganda? Why? And where was the security personnel when this fire started? Does it mean that there was no fire emitting point? A lot of questions there, rhetorical questions, but we hope that Kithure Kindiki, together with the DCI, they are going to give us correct information about the death of the young kings and queens.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Talks between ODM and the other side have collapsed due to the refusal of that side to negotiate with us. We were not in any way unresponsive to the call for dialogue. We worked very hard together with other parties to come up with a just solution to the political crisis facing our nation. Kenyans are entitled to protest peacefully at this blatant violation of their fundamental rights. We are therefore asking our countrymen and women with whom we feel such great sadness and such great solidarity to join us in demonstrations countrywide on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday next week. In accordance with the laws of this country regarding freedom of speech and freedom of assembly, notification has been made to the OCPD Nairobi of rallies to be held at Uhuru Park. Our task today now is to protest peacefully until we ensure that the will of the people of Kenya is respected.
I can't see everyone. Adam?
If anything, we are fortifying the mediation effort by involving the people of Kenya.
Mimi kama Nuru Malobo Kanga nitakubaliana na Beno. Acting MCA. Naitwa Nuru Malobo Kanga. kutoka Kakamega, Matungu, Horera. Mimi Mr. Speaker, ile maneno Dena anaongea ni ukweli mtupu. Lazima sisi kama vijana tushikane. Hiyo ndio kitu ya kwanza. Hawa wazee wametengeneza mali, wako nayo na wako na mali ya kutosha kwa manyumba zao. Chakula yao inatoka kwa fridge, daktari anapima ndio inapikwa. Daktari akimaliza kupika inapimwa kwanza. Mr. Speaker, before niingie kwa mada siku nyingine, nilienda kwa Musalia Mudavadi, mimi Nurokanga hapa Karen kufanya repair ya manyumba. Tulipewa huko, foreman mwingine alikuwa hapo Kayole Muluya, akapewa sababu ya kwenda kufanya repair kwa Musalia Mudavadi. Mr. Speaker, nilisikia uchungu na nikasikia kulia, lakini si kulia. Musalia Mudavadi yako na umbwa 4 zinatoshana hivi kubwa. Ati hizo umbwa Musalia Mudavadi sisi tunakula sukuma na anapikia umbwa nyama steak. Na hizo umbwa zimeandikiwa daktari. Daktari anapima nyama before ipikwe. Ikishapikwa daktari ana confirm kama imewekwa sumu. Ndio umbwa inaenda kukula. Umbwa. Pesa yetu ndio inanunua nyama ya umbwa. Pesa yetu ndio inalipa daktari wa kutibu umbwa. Mr. Speaker, kwa Musalia Mudavadi tulikula sukuma na umbwa imekula nyama. Angalia kamera vizuri. Angalia kamera vizuri. Mr. Speaker, mimi naongea nikiwa na confidence. Kwa sababu mimi nilienda kwa Musalia kama tumepewa sub ya kufanya kazi. Musalia yako na umbwa ya kizungu kwa boma yake karibu inatoshana na mimi kubwa. Musalia Mudavadi ile ng'ombe nyama ile ya kwanza hii ananunua miguu 5, inakuja inapimwa, daktari anapima hiyo nyama. Akishamaliza kupima wanaenda wanapika hiyo nyama. Ikishamalizwa kupikwa daktari anakonfirm, anapima, inapoeshwa. Alafu kuna askari anapeleka nyama kwa umbwa. Askari anasimama hapa, hata mfanyakazi hakuli mwenye amepika. Askari anakula. Umbwa ikimaliza kukula nyama, mfanyakazi anachukua hizo vyombo anaenda kuosha. Yaani umbwa inaoshewa bakuli kama mwanadamu. Rudi kwa sukuma, rudi kwa sukuma. Na sisi kama tumeenda pale kwa Musalia kufanya kazi, tumepewa sukuma yenye haina mafuta hata haijafika. Sukuma. Mimi sio umbwa. Alafu mnasema Musalia ni kiongozi. Kiongozi wa nani? Kiongozi wa nani? Kama wewe unapea umbwa nyama na mwanadamu wewe umpea chakula akule ashibe, wewe ni kiongozi wa aina gani? So Mr. Speaker, venye Deno amesema, sisi kama vijana tusiposhikana hawa wazee watatumaliza. Saa hii vijana wako jobless. Wazee wame
That is Nuru Okanga and Bunge la Mwananchi ni Jacaranda. You know, of course, he's saying that he was shocked when he went to Musalia Mudavadi place and he was served in the wrong way, saying he was not given the priority like a common Mwananchi. And he was also condemning Musalia Mudavadi, that is the Prime Cabinet Secretary, for being the leader for a long time, but still he doesn't believe in him. That is Nuru Okanga and the Bunge la Mwananchi there. They have been always saying anything about the government. Gibsokona, Nuru, Kimbi, and the rest are Jacaranda. I need Jacaranda to entertain, plus they get paid. And of course, I will agree with you that some of the messages that are passed by Nuru Okanga, Kimbi, and the rest, it's like they are paid by some of the people to deliver those messages. Remember, this is AFRIQ24 in the 60 minutes top stories here. We're discussing some of the things that happened here. Don't forget, Premier League is going to be back in the next 24 hours. Liverpool will be playing, Manchester United will be playing against Southampton. So we are expecting the game to be back. La Liga is going to be back. Bundesliga is going to be back. Italia Serie A is going to be back. So those are some of the leagues that are going to be back, and we hope that we are going to qualify for Africa Cup of Nations next year, because we are leading Group J with 4 points, and we had Manchester United goalkeeper Ante Onana. We were saying that the only team that he has fear is our team Harambee Stars, because we are in the same group with Zimbabwe, Cameroon, Kenya, and Namibia. Onana saying that we are going to have that tough game against them. So remember, we are going to always support our Harambee Stars in every game. Same day, same time, we are going to discuss all those. I want to say that thank you so much for tuning for today's show. And there's top stories here, headlines. We have discussed a lot of stories here. And remember to follow us in the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We are live, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Road to 2,000 subscribers. We had another show today, and we're having another show in the next 1 hour. Thank you so much. I was Sam. Thank you so much. Gives a corner, and Gives a corner. Thank you so much, whoever tuned in today's show. Gives a corner. Of course, you know that I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting for your dollars in my PM. Thank you so much for tuning in today's show. Remember, Jordan Sancho is going to start this weekend. Sancho is going to start. The master of dribbler, the master of dribbling, Jadon Sancho from Man United. He will be playing for Chelsea. Bournemouth up next. More about sports, we shall be discussing in AFRIQ24 Timber. That is what we discuss more about sports. So Dimba will be back, and we shall be discussing all those in our show for sports. Thank you so much. Same place, same time. Thank you. Follow us. Thank you. Comment section. Always entertaining us. Gibbs Corner. You know what you do. My number was shared. Waiting. And actually, I have minutes to celebrate my birthday. And of course, Afrique24, thank you so much, the family, for showing that support.